Today I'm picking up my mom from the airport here in New York City. It's going to be her first time in New York, and over the next few days I want to show her some of the city's most famous sights and find out what she thinks of one of the most iconic cities in the world. And the reason this trip is so special to me is because growing up my mom always encouraged me to travel and follow my dreams. And now I finally get the chance to give something back and show her the city she has always dreamed of visiting. I have planned what I think is the perfect first time New York itinerary, but there's also one special surprise waiting for her at the end that she knows absolutely nothing about yet. So what will my mom think of New York City, and can I give her a trip she will never forget? Join us and let's find out. Alright, and here we are at the JFK airport in New York City. And yeah, my mom literally just landed a few minutes ago. And yeah, my mom, by the way, just flew in from Germany. It was about an 8-hour flight. And yeah, I so well remember my first time here in New York City about a year ago, and how excited I felt and how cool and exciting it was to see Manhattan for the first time with my own eyes, see all these famous places for the first time with my own eyes. So I really hope I can recreate these feelings for my mom in the next few days, because visiting New York City has also been a dream of her for a very long time. And it's actually a bit of a weird feeling for me, I have to say. For once I am the person who picks somebody up at the airport. Usually it's the other way around. International Arrivals Meeting Point. That sounds good. And yeah, in case you're wondering why I also have my suitcase with me, I actually just checked out of the hotel I showed you in the previous video in Queens. Okay, and I found my mom. I'm very happy to see you in New York City.
Yes, I am.
I would have never imagined that one day I'm going to meet my mom in New York City. Do you feel excited?
I'm very happy.
Okay, I'm very happy that you are here. And yeah, just a few weeks ago we saw each other in Germany.
We did, yeah.
I was in Germany, and now we meet here again in the USA.
That is really cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you looking forward to our trip here?
I am very much. There's so many exciting things planned.
So I actually created a bucket list for us here in New York City. And on the bucket list we have the Statue of Liberty. We have an observation deck so we can see the whole city from above. We have the Central Park, Times Square, and then at the end another surprise. Okay, but now let's see if we can get a taxi and then we get to our hotel in Lower Manhattan.
I can't wait to see that either, because I'm a bit tired.
Okay, let's make it into Manhattan. And then we took an iconic yellow taxi from the airport to our hotel in Manhattan. And yeah, that was my mom's first time riding such an iconic yellow taxi here in New York. The taxi ride was actually an hour, but seeing the famous skyline Manhattan appearing on the sky for the first time with your own eyes, that was definitely a special moment for my mom and also for me, even though I have seen the skyline before. And then we arrived at our hotel, which is located right in Lower Manhattan, basically right next to the 9/11 area. So really good location, I would say. We checked in, basically just put our bags into the room, and then we went outside to grab some snacks. We got some from a shop that the locals call Deli here in New York, I think. And then we just sat down at a bench surrounded by all the high skyscrapers, soaked up the atmosphere, and then we actually called it an early night so my mom can rest after the long journey. The next morning we had breakfast at a typical American diner. My mom had muesli and I had a classical New York bagel. Okay, and here we are now in Battery Park at the southern tip of Manhattan, and we are on the way to the first very famous place here. We're going to see the Statue of Liberty now, and I do have some very special tickets for us, because we're not just going to see the statue, we're actually going to get inside into the crown. And these tickets are very special. They are sold out many months in advance, but because I knew that already from my last year being here, I actually purchased these tickets already at the beginning of this year. So I think this is going to be a very special experience to see the statue not only from the outside but also from the inside. How was your first night in New York?
I actually slept really well.
You slept very early,
and
of
very
course,
well.
because of the time differences.
Yeah.
And you woke up early, right?
Yeah, actually I woke up 2 or 3 times and I went back to sleep, so I think in total I probably slept 9 hours or something.
But now you feel alright, right?
Absolutely.
No jet lag, everything alright?
No, for the moment everything is okay, yeah.
Okay. And now, the first look to the statue in the distance already. Seeing it for the first time with your own eyes is something, right?
It is, yes.
But yeah, let's go closer.
Without Jack.
She likes the movie Titanic, and she just told me at the end of the movie Titanic the survivors actually arrive here, right?
Well, yeah, there's a scene where there's a shot of Rose with a statue in the background.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, the Titanic was supposed to arrive right here.
Yeah, I know. Well, it didn't.
It didn't, yeah. Okay, we are boarding the ferry here now, but look at the dark clouds. It looks not like good weather conditions today. And actually the forecast for today afternoon is like severe severe thunderstorm.
There's a flood watch.
Yeah, a flood warning even.
So let's hope for the best.
Yeah, okay, and here is our boat called Miss New York. Alright, and here we are boarding the ferry. And yeah, I think it's like 10 minutes ride over to the statue. Oh, it's, how do you say that in English?
Swaying.
Swaying a bit the boat. So luckily it's only a short ride.
That's where everybody thinks.
Okay, and here we are on the island now, and we can see the statue already over there. And yeah, let's have a look outside first and then we go inside, okay? Okay, and here we are now, right in front of the statue. And yeah, this is one of the most famous places in the world, probably, not only in America. One of the most famous tourist sites in the whole world. Everyone, I think, around the world knows this place. Yes, I can take a picture of you, of course. Yeah, let me take some pictures of my mom, and then we also take some together, and then we're going to head inside the statue. And yeah, you also have a beautiful view to the Manhattan skyline over there. But we have to look for some shelter because it's literally starting to rain now. Yeah, luckily we have tickets to go inside, so we can hide from the rain inside the statue.
Let's go and use those tickets.
Yeah, by the way, if you want to have the tickets as well to go inside, you need to book them at least 4 or 5 months in advance. Alright, and my mom with the whole skyline of Manhattan in the background. That is a really nice view to see. I'm so happy that you can see this with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are inside the statue area now, so you have to go through security, and we are now at the back of the statue. Oh, I'm actually quite excited. Like the last time I was here, I didn't go inside, so this is also my first time going inside the statue. Okay, you have like an entrance hall here once you enter through the doors, and then we have a sign to pedestal and crown up there. Oh, there is an elevator. Oh. Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes to walk, but there's an elevator as well, which I think my mom prefers. Look at the line for the elevator, and we have 195 steps to the top of the pedestal.
I'm squeezing right behind you here, if you'll excuse me.
Are you joining the ride?
I'm joining the ride.
Right, and just like that, we are almost at the top. He said we have to climb the last 26 steps ourselves to the top of the pedestal. And first we can go outside again. Oh, pretty busy up here, but here we have an empty space. Oh, here we have a beautiful view over to Manhattan again. But yeah, we are not at the top yet. Almost. Okay, it's actually 162 steps more to the very top. Not 26, I don't know where the 26 was coming from. And I said it's very narrow, and especially I have to duck down probably here and there. Oh wow, this is interesting. Especially if you know how old this statue is. It's from 1886, I think. You don't think you can make it? Yeah, it's the spiral staircase here. I mean, she said if you don't feel comfortable, you can switch to the downside and walk down. You want to give it a try? Okay, yeah, it is very narrow here to walk, so if you have anxiety walking in areas like this is probably not a good idea for you. Where's my mom now? Suddenly she's so fast. Can't even see her anymore. Ah, here you are. You alright?
Yeah.
It's also getting quite high. Well, this thing stood here for a long time already. Why would it break down right now, right? Oh, and I think we have reached the first platform. Yes, we do. Okay, let's take a break here.
So where's the switch to the downside? I don't want to do that, but where is it?
Yeah. If you want to switch to the downside, then... Oh, that's a good question. But she said if you want, you can switch on the platforms. But what's interesting here is you can actually see that the statue was assembled from little pieces. Like you can see the pieces right here. So yeah, the statue was a gift from France, and they did not ship the whole statue in one piece to America. They shipped small pieces, which they then put together here. And that is actually interesting that you can see that here. Alright, here we are at the very top. That was an interesting climb. Yeah. Where are we right now? Inside the crown of the statue. That is very fascinating. Yeah, we have Brooklyn over there, and then the statue is actually not looking to Manhattan. And to my surprise, the statue is also not looking to the open ocean. It's basically looking to that part of New York City over there, and then the open ocean would actually be far over there. Excuse me. I always thought that the statue is looking to the open ocean, but that's not the case.
Yes, you see all parts of New York, New Jersey, Staten Island, Governor's Island.
So the statue is facing the island over there. What part is that?
That part is Brooklyn.
It's Brooklyn.
Yes,
It's still Brooklyn over there. Okay.
That whole big stretch there, and over by my shoulder, that's obviously downtown New York City,
that's
right?
Manhattan, yeah.
The island closest to us right here, that's Governor's Island.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So the small one over there. And yeah, you can see the structure in here. Looks like a bit curvy. And then you have the, how do you say that in English? Like so you can't hit your head here, because I always have to duck down here a bit. But yeah, what a cool place to be. One of the most famous places in America. Right here. Very cool memory this is gonna be. And I'm happy to share this with my mom.
So it would have looked like that.
So this is the original color.
Yes.
So even from the outside, the whole statue looked like this.
Something like that. I'm sure by the time it got here, it was a little darker than this already, because it doesn't take too long for copper to patina.
But to be honest, I think I like the current color more.
Yeah, it's
Like it looks
more
iconic and like this
interesting.
green bluish.
The artist initially, he knew it was going to turn green.
Yeah.
I
you know
actually
it,
read
okay.
about that. That it used to be covered that the green it wasn't original. I knew
It's
that.
about 30 years.
Yeah, but now we have this green color here, the iconic color I would say. Okay, and of course we also have to go all the way down again, all the stairs down. And if you look down here, pretty high. And yeah, very narrow staircases also on the way down, of course. Whew. That was a very unique experience and not our last unique one here in Manhattan. Okay, we're inside the cafe now, right next to the statue, hunting for some snacks and refreshments. And look at that, very typical for America. Huge muffins. They are way bigger than muffins in my country. That is interesting. Alright, and we got these snacks and drinks right here. Let's see what's the total price. 34? Let's take it right here. Okay. I don't need the receipt now. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we sat down, enjoyed our meal, and literally the moment we finished the meal, it started pouring down on us really, really heavily. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. So we took the ferry back to Manhattan, went back to our hotel room, and then on TV we actually saw a flood warning as well for New York City. So we actually didn't do much more, but we also went to a nice rooftop restaurant to have a nice dinner meal and a cool view over the city. But now it is the next day and the weather could not be better, and I brought my mom now to the world famous Central Park. But yeah, before we are going to explore this very interesting and beautiful park, do you actually know how I'm saving money for us on this trip? So you just saw me actually using my Wise card, and the big benefit of having a Wise account is that I can hold multiple currencies in one account. So for example, if you're traveling from Germany where you have euros to the USA where they use US dollar, and then you use your regular bank card for every transaction, then your money, your euros always have to be converted into the local currency.
And the exchange sheet.
And there's an exchange fee for every single transaction. And usually these exchange fees are not in your favor. So before every trip I make, I always exchange my euros into the local currency of the country I'm visiting. And then I can pay in the local currency on every single transaction. So every time I'm spending money here now with my Wise card, I pay in US dollar. So most bank cards give you a pretty bad exchange rate when paying abroad. And often there are other hidden fees on top, which is not always very noticeable and transparent. So it can really add up over time. So on Wise is very transparent. You always get the actual mid-market rate without any markups and only a very low fee, which you always see in advance. So if you also travel and or pay internationally and you would like to check out Wise, you can click the link in the description or on the pinned comment. And by using that link, you can get a fee-free transfer up to 500 euro or a free card if you're new. So feel free to check out Wise. It really can save you a lot of money. Okay, and now here we are inside the Central Park. We are already quite central in Central Park. There's a very famous area right here with these stairs around. And then there's the statue right here. You can rent boats over there, like pedal boats. What are your first impressions here of the Central Park?
It's beautiful. It's bigger than I thought. There's really some really nice shots of like trees and things, and then nice buildings in the background.
Yeah, you can see like the skyscrapers in the background. So this really is like a green oasis in the middle of all these skyscrapers here in Manhattan. And yeah, we actually not only have this place on our list for today, we're going to visit also the Times Square later and see an observation deck. So it's going to be an interesting day today. But yeah, let's explore around. Maybe we can grab a bite or some drinks.
Ice cream.
Ice cream maybe. And actually what's funny, my mom said this morning that Manhattan is way bigger than I would have imagined.
Yeah.
You thought Manhattan is way smaller, right?
Yeah, I did.
So for example, we took a taxi now from Lower Manhattan where we are staying to here.
3/4 of an hour.
And it was like, yeah, 45 minutes with a taxi. And she was surprised, are we still in Manhattan? Yeah, so Manhattan is larger than you maybe think. Can we get a photo here? Like, you do old historic photos here?
Yeah, I'll take a picture for you. Your photo will be here. It says print, and I printing for you.
And how much are you charging for that?
$20 for one print.
$20 for one print. But it's not really an old camera, right?
Magic box, magic secret.
What's the magic? I think inside it's a modern camera, but it really looks like these old school cameras, right?
It doesn't matter what inside. You have a results in this paper.
But you make it look like historic, right? Yeah, let's do one picture. What would you recommend? Where's a nice view to take the picture? Just
the
here?
fountain will be on the middle or left side or right side.
Yeah.
So actually it's nice memories from New York. It's up to you.
Let's do it. Okay.
I will show you before printing. You know?
You have it on your phone even. I think 100 years ago there was no photo, no phone included. Okay, how far away should we be?
Over there.
Yes, okay.
I will tell you, yeah.
Okay, let's. I'm curious to see the results in a few minutes. It's gonna be an old historic photo. Me and my mom here in Central Park. Okay, so the result is on his phone immediately. Even already in the newspaper design. Okay, that's cool.
That's good?
Yeah, big New York written on it, Central Park. It's great memory, yeah. So you have a printer here and then you print it immediately?
Magic box, I told you.
Magic box. But I have to say, a good business, right? So $20 for one paper printing, but it's of course you're paying for the memory that you get with it, right? It's a lifelong lasting memory. So I think it's money well spent. So this is your magic printing box here.
Look at this.
So it's coming right out here. Okay, here we go. So slowly printing it out. How many of these photos do you do in one day usually?
I can't tell you.
Is it a good business here? Probably one of the most famous areas in New York.
It's not business. It's a memories for people.
I like how you say that. It's not a business. He's creating memories for people. Okay, that looks very nice. Thank you so much. What is actually? Is it like actually something written here?
Yeah.
Okay. So we also have something to read. Wait, I'll pay cash. Cash, please. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Up in Germany on the wall.
Yeah, right. So a good
Thank
memory.
you so much.
Okay, have a good day. Bye bye. So you can take it home and hang it on your wall at home.
Yeah, I will probably frame it and put it in my front room. It would fit in there.
Yeah,
nicely.
right. And actually, there's music playing here. I think they are having like a little. Oh, there's a guy with a. How do you call that instrument in English?
Harmonica.
Harmonica in German, right?
I think it's in English. It's an accordion in German.
Accordion in
It's a
German.
harmonica in English, I think.
Oh, he's playing a Harry Potter now. Okay, I can't show too much of the music because it's copyrighted, but it sounds really nice inside this room here. And my mom spotted her favorite animal. What is it in English again? Owl. In German it's called Eule, and my mom really loves owls. So of course she has to take a picture of it. Actually it looks very nice. So many details here. This is probably very old. Probably someone made this hundreds of years ago. And it's right at the entrance here of this underpath where we just crossed through. Oh, looks quite nice, this owl here. Okay, and actually there's something here that we have to try. We can try a hot dog here. We have to try a New York hot dog actually.
We have to do that.
Yeah, so actually let's see if I can grab a hot dog for us here. I think he's selling many different things here. Hello sir, good afternoon.
Yes.
Hello, can I get a hot dog here? Typical New York hot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, can I have two please? Yeah. How much is one?
One is $5.
$5, okay. And I think I also would like to have a drink. Can I get a Sprite as well?
Of course.
Yeah. Alright, so a New York hot dog in Central
like
Park.
this?
One with mustard and one with ketchup, please.
One with mustard.
Yeah, my mom likes mustard. Yeah. So the hot dog here in New York is usually just like this. You don't add something on top like, I don't know, vegetables or...
I give you New York.
This is New York style?
Look New York, NY.
You're right, New York. Oh, that's very creative. Okay, cool. I bring it over to my mom and I come back, yeah?
You're from Germany, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I watch your vlogs.
Oh, thank you so
Can I
much.
take a picture?
Where are you from?
I'm from Bangladesh.
From Bangladesh.
Yes.
Oh, I'm curious to visit your country as well.
Thank you.
Maybe I
Nice
come.
to meet you.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice to meet
sure.
you. All right, let me give it over to my mom already. Okay, here's your hot dog already. And look, he even wrote New York in Roy. All right, and then let me grab the other one as well. And then he said, how much is the total with the Sprite?
$15.
$15. All right, $20 for you. Thank you very much, sir. All right, so we have a plain hot dog here. Only the sausage and the ketchup. Okay, thank you. Okay, trying New York hot dogs in Central Park with my mom. That is gonna be a nice memory. And what I noticed here, so I ate a hot dog a few days ago in Chicago. Maybe you saw that in one of my previous videos. And there, the hot dogs were loaded with, like, I think there were tomatoes, onions, all types of things on it. But
Hot dog burger.
almost, yeah. But I think a typical New York hot dog is just like this. Just the sausage and the bun and, yeah, mustard or ketchup in this case.
Da bin ich jetzt aber mal sehr gespannt.
She says she is very curious. Okay, let's give it a try. Actually, the flavor of the sausage is quite strong. So you really taste the sausage.
And you can get these things in Germany, right?
I think you can, right?
With a Bockwurst.
Yeah, we call it Bockwurst,
But
the
it's
sausage.
different.
The taste is different,
It's
yeah.
different.
It tastes different. If you're from Germany and you know Bockwurst, it tastes actually different. But a very iconic New York street food snack. And what better place to try it than in Central Park? Yeah, we had to do it, exactly. And there's a little cute squirrel in front of us, lying down there, flat on the ground. I wonder why. Maybe because it's a shadow here, so the stones there are a bit cooler, so maybe it's trying to get some, cooling down for his body.
Very relaxed.
Very cute, yeah. And yeah, it's really such a beautiful area to walk around. Also many vendors here selling souvenirs and snacks and drinks, so I can really recommend if you're visiting New York City, definitely plan at least a few hours, I would say, here in Central Park. It is, especially on a sunny day like this, you can easily spend, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 hours in here just relaxing, strolling around. Also many places where somebody is making music, so that of course adds to the whole atmosphere here, right? Can you guess how old this park is? How many years old?
100 at least, I think.
It's about 168 years old, so it's also a very historical place. So some people already strolled around here over 100 years ago.
In different attire.
In different attire, probably. And what's also funny is the park is actually so large that it is larger than a few countries. For example, the country of Monaco in southern France, it's smaller than the Central Park.
Really a bit Monaco.
Yeah, the park is way larger than you first imagine it to be. Alright, and that is the next thing off our bucket list. 2 more places to go, and then also, of course, the surprise for my mom in the end. And yeah, the next place, the Times Square, is actually not far from here, and we could take the metro now. I think it's only 2 or 3 stations, so this is going to be my mom's first time taking the metro here in New York. But you're actually a bit worried about it, right?
Yeah, I wonder if they have aircon.
I don't think they have aircon in the station.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, let's find out. Okay, the station is 57th Street Station, and I think NQRW are the different lines. If you're a New Yorker, let me know if that's correct, but I think these are 4 different lines then. That means we also have to figure out which line to take. I actually also don't know. Yeah, let's see if there's somebody to ask. And yeah, the metro system here is really, really old. And I think you can see that, you can also hear that here. Every time the train is passing by, it's like a bit shaking and super noisy. Maybe let me ask an officer there. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
We would like to go to Times Square. Which line do we have to take?
You can take any train.
Any train?
Yes.
Any
Either
train?
direction?
No, not either train. Downtown. That's right.
That's the direction downtown. Okay, and do we get a ticket on the machine there?
Yes.
Yeah?
Or
Okay.
if you have credit card, debit card with the tapping option, you can
I can tap as well. Okay, thank you very much. Alright, direction downtown, and yeah, you can just tap your card. But I actually do have some cash on me as well, so let's see if I can use my cash. Single ride ticket, 2 single ride. Okay, cash, so $7 for 2.
There goes the cash. Machine doesn't want your cash. It's about to expire, what, after 3 seconds? Give us a minute.
Why is it not accepting my cash?
Let me try.
Okay, maybe cash is not the best option here.
That's why you've got it in the wrong slot.
Ah, there's another slot up there.
You've got it in the wrong slot.
Why are there 2
Any more?
slots? Okay, one more I think. 6, yeah, 1 remaining.
There we go.
And just like that, we have 1 ticket.
And Mummy gets a ticket as well.
Okay, and 2 tickets. I didn't see that there are 2 slots to insert the cash. That's funny. Okay, now we set it here, I think, and then we can just go inside. Okay, he said towards downtown, right? Any train towards downtown. So we have downtown and Brooklyn here. And yeah, there's no aircon here, right? But I think the trains might have aircon actually. And also here, you don't have any gates, so nothing is stopping you from falling onto the tracks. Like every metro station in Asia always has like gates.
Either platform.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter this side or that side. And yeah, what I'm missing here are some displays telling you how many minutes until the next train is coming. So it looks like they don't have that here, so you just have to wait and listen to when the next train is coming. And here is a train. The next train has arrived. I would assume though that the trains are running very frequently here, so probably every 3-4 minutes there's a train coming. And wow, they are
Long train.
quite long, right? Yeah. But I guess millions of people take the metros here every single day, so the trains must be large. Alright, and here we go inside. Ah yes, there is aircon inside here. It is air conditioned, yeah. And then yeah, up here we can see all the different stops. Times Square, I think 2 stops from here. So yeah, it's not a long ride. I think it will be only a few minutes. And yeah, it's completely underground. I think the whole metro system here is underground actually. I'm not sure if there are any parts that are also above the ground. I haven't seen these parts, at least if there are any. And that's quite a shaky and bumpy ride, to be honest. But I think that is due to the age of these metro trains here. Okay, this is actually quite funny here. Spread the love, not just on the escalator. Keep to the right to let people pass on the left. Quite funny. And we have arrived. I could actually hear the announcement, to my surprise, and it says Times Square. I also made it. Let's see how easy it is to actually leave the station. I would assume that the Times Square metro station is quite large. Oh yeah, we have Times Square up here. Let's see.
Different to the top of U-Bahn in Berlin.
Like similar to taking the metro in Berlin, the capital in Germany, which is also very old system. Okay, you know my history with finding exits at metro stations, but here it's big in red, Times Square. But yeah, have a look at this station. It seems to be really large. So many people here, and my mom already found the exit. Times Square and Broadway here. So this time I didn't lose the ticket, so I guess we have to tap it again. Or do we? Oh no, you can actually just walk through. Okay, we made it. The first time riding a metro in New York City for my mom. So and now, your first time at the world famous Times Square. I think we're actually quite in the middle of it. Yeah, I think the main area is over there with all the advertisements. Oh, who would have thought that you will ever make it to Times Square in New York? Thank you.
Ireland.
Oh, from Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your mom, is it?
My mom, yeah.
See you in the videos as well.
Oh yeah.
Mommy.
Enjoy. See you guys. Let's go Deutschland.
It's a lot of advertising here.
Yeah, I mean that's what the place is famous for, right? For all the. Oh yeah, look at this huge billboard right here. Wow. And many more over there. So over there's actually the main area, I think. So let's head over there and check it out. Wow, it's a very happening place, right? And also here, the whole time you have this smell in the air of this
certain smell.
a certain green plant. I noticed that a lot here in New York, especially.
I didn't know it was legal here.
I assume it is, but it smells a lot everywhere around here. Oh, what is he doing? Probably like a performance. Yeah, what you see here a lot are many like street performances. You also have a lot of street vendors here and people selling souvenirs, people trying to sell you music. I just made contact with those music selling guys. Actually, they got quite aggressive pretty fast after I told them I'm not interested, but okay, that's a different story. And yeah, mom being a tourist mode. But yeah, what a beautiful place here. Well, I would say beautiful to look at once, but I don't think I would like coming here on a regular basis if I would live in New York. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're from New York, you probably never come here. It's purely a tourist place. I mean, you have to see it once in your lifetime, especially if you're visiting New York, you can't skip it. But I think one, maybe 2 times is enough actually. If you're from New York City, please let me know what is this. I saw that at so many places here in New York that there's just so much smoke coming out of the street, and it looks actually quite dangerous, like as if there's a fire down there. Or maybe my mom shouldn't walk too close to it. Mom, get away from it, please. I'm not sure if it's really good to stand in the smoke or steam. Maybe it is even steam and not smoke.
Probably the exhaust from the tube.
Yeah, I wonder actually what it is, because I saw that at so many places in New York here. And actually it's quite an iconic view in New York actually, like taking pictures with the steam here. But look how high it even goes, like 2 stories high. It must be like blowing out like crazy all day. So was it warm?
Yeah, kind of it didn't smell funny. It's probably not healthy to breathe out.
Yeah, but you didn't smell anything, like it didn't smell bad?
It didn't smell nasty.
Yeah, but it was warm, not cold steam. And steam is usually warm or hot, right? But yeah, if anyone from New York is watching this and you can explain this, please feel free to do so in the comments. Okay, to be honest, for me, too many people here. I don't really enjoy places that are that busy. I mean, like I said before, it's very interesting to see, and if it's your first time in New York, you have to see it. So of course I had to bring my mom here, but yeah, I was here already last year on my first visit in New York, and if I would have came here without my mom now, I would not have come here again. But yeah, I'm also just not a fan of very crowded places like this. You can get pictures here on the streets in New York City. Let's have a look. We have Cristiano Ronaldo here, football pictures. Did you actually paint them yourself?
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
It's not just printed? Oh no.
Print.
Print?
Only me.
With your hand?
Yep.
Oh, I think you can actually see it here. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert with paintings like this, but nevertheless, if it's printed or actually hand painted, they actually look quite cool. Like a very iconic shot here of New York City. And I think my mom, would you like one?
Yeah, well.
Okay, let me pay for one picture for you. Just choose, and it's on me. For memory for your trip here in New York.
Many pictures.
Oh, we actually do have the sizes right here. Not the sizes, the prices. So you can see it starts at 20 and then goes up to 70. So this one is 70.
Yep.
You can also have the big one if you want.
No, I don't. No, it's too big for my.
Too big. You want to hang it inside your home, right? Yeah. So which one would you like? This one?
I think so. Yeah.
Can I have a look?
Not 100% decided yet.
Is this the Manhattan Bridge or Brooklyn Bridge? Manhattan Bridge?
Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn
okay.
Bridge.
All right, so we have the Brooklyn Bridge here. Oh, this is also nice with the Central Park.
Central Park.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, this looks beautiful actually. But yeah, quite large. You really need the space to hang it somewhere. But beautiful.
I think I like this one.
This one right here.
Colorful.
Yeah. Let's see. Imagine this in your wall, and it will always be a memory because we bought it right at Times Square. Okay, this is how much?
Yeah, 20 baht.
20?
Yeah.
Okay, can you hold it? And then,
Only one, right?
Only one, yes.
Okay.
You have discount for two?
Yep. That's 35.
Would you like a second one?
No.
This one is okay?
No, seriously, I just want one.
Okay, just one,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So then he rolls the picture. How do we get it in a box? Do we have like a rolling?
Load it.
Are you okay? Okay, I rolled it. Okay. So I think he's also doing like how do you call this in English? Like portraits. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I see Mr. Bean here, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mark Zuckerberg, Cristiano Ronaldo.
We'll end up in the kitchen.
In your kitchen?
Yeah, next to the picture.
Yeah, now it's a memory.
I've got a similar picture from Paris where I was with Nora.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in there.
Nice, okay. So now you have one from the trip with your son as well.
Yeah.
Okay, $20 for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did you like Times Square? To be honest, for me it's too many people and too full, but I think you don't really mind that much, right?
The same with me. It's
Yeah.
too full, it's too
okay.
crowded, but it's nice to have seen it once.
Exactly. You have to see it once, but would you come back here to this area?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, and now from here off to the next spot, which is maybe a bit of a sad one actually. All right, and we are back in Lower Manhattan, and yeah, way less crowded here. You can actually breathe here and don't get soaked into a whole big crowd. And yeah, the next thing on our bucket list is going up there to the observation deck. That is actually the highest observation deck in New York City. So we're gonna get an unforgettable view over the city. It is almost sunset time, so I hope we can catch the sunset up there and then also have the night view. But before we're going up the tower, let's have a look at the memorial as well. I think you also well remember 9/11.
Yeah.
So I remember when I came back from school in Germany, our grandma called and she was totally
She was in a panic.
in a panic, like World War III is coming, World War III is coming. So, and then we turned on the TV and we watched the whole...
Watching CNN all day.
Yeah,
all
watching
night, yeah.
everything the whole night. So yeah, let's have a look at the memorial as well. Of course, also a must visit place here in New York City, especially if you are someone who remembers 9/11, which I guess most of you do, because the majority of my viewers is actually older than I am. And I well remember that day. I was 10 years old. Yeah, born in 1991. So I was 10 years old then. Okay, and this is actually the foundation of the North Tower. The same foundation is right over there from the South Tower. And yeah, we have all the names here from all the people that died on that day. So all the names are engraved here all around. And yeah, this is exactly the spot where the first tower that was hit stood. Yeah, this is the new World Trade Center right next to it. And yeah, before there was this tower right here. Yeah, heavy place as well, right? Yeah, like thinking of all the pictures from that day, seeing the plane flying in and then the tower collapsing and all the horror that came with it. Heavy place, right? You can feel it. Yeah, right.
Why a pool?
Actually, I don't know the reason why they decided to make a pool, but yeah, this is the memorial area now. And yeah, what I actually learned in my comment section from my New York video last year is that if you see a flower on the name, that means it is that person's birthday today. So we see 2 flowers here and a few more over there. Okay, we actually just asked Google why it is a pool.
Why it's designed like that? And I think it's really, really beautiful. It's a physical void. It's just empty. Yeah, the bottom is full, a loss that can never be filled. And the acoustic shield, the waterfall, is like shielding from all the street noise. You can actually stay here and reflect. That's deep.
Okay, and if you just come to this side, so we have the South Tower, the South Pool right here, and if you just cross the road here and go up the stairs here, you can actually see this right here, which is the Sphere. And this once stood at the plaza in between the 2 towers. So we have 1 tower here and 1 tower here, and there was this plaza in the center with this sculpture right here, which of course then got buried underneath all the rubble from the towers. But it was actually found, and then yeah, you can see it's not really 100% all as it once used to be, like you can see here. So of course it was lying underneath all the rubble, but it has been rebuilt right here, basically overlooking the 9/11 site right there. But yeah, now let's actually make it up the One World Trade Center and then see what the view from right up there is like. I think it's going to be very cool actually, so I'm quite looking forward to that. On the next day we actually also visited the 9/11 Memorial Museum, where you can basically basically see everything that happened on that day. It's really worth visiting, I have to say, but be aware it is also quite heavy to visit. And yeah, we spent a bit over 1 hour in there. I would recommend to plan 1 to 1.5 hours, and definitely also worth a visit if you're visiting the 9/11 Memorial anyway. Alright, let's go inside. So I bought tickets already online, so we can skip the ticket booth. We can go straight down. In case you're wondering, I got ourselves all-inclusive tickets, which means that we can come at any time and we can also skip the queues. The price of these tickets is $75 per person. Alright, and we are inside, and it looks like in a theme park basically. So you walk down this dark alley here towards the elevator. The guy said, look behind you. I think there's a show starting now. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. I think it's like a time travel show. So this is Manhattan in the 1770.
That is really cool.
This is what Manhattan used to look like. Lower Manhattan right here.
That is so cool.
Okay, floor 102. Here we go. Oh, but I can feel it in my ears now, the pressure in the ears.
Yeah, indeed.
Alright, and there was just a little movie shown on the screen here, and the curtain lifts up. And then we can see the city skyline right here. That was cool, right? Yeah, what a surprise. Suddenly you have the skyline in front of you. Wow, okay, and here we are now. And yeah, sunset view right over there. That is New Jersey right there, actually not New York. But yeah, we do have the Statue of Liberty also right over there. And we actually have the idea to grab some snacks here as well. There's a cafe as well as a restaurant here. Yeah, but he said there's a bar as well, which should be open. And the restaurant probably does not accept reservations anymore at this time. So he said the last reservation is before 7:30. It's already after that time. But yeah, I'm also gonna show you the view over to Manhattan, of course, and then also we are waiting for the night view. Alright, we might be lucky. They said maybe they can do some magic and there will be a table for us still available. And I guess this is then the highest restaurant in America. So this is the highest building in America.
So it will be the highest restaurant.
Yeah.
Also the highest building I've ever been in.
It's also the highest you've ever been to. That's also the case, yeah. And yeah, the height of this tower is 1,776 feet, referencing to the year the Independence Declaration was signed in America, and that is 541 meters. Okay, he's very lovely. So he set up the table here.
And the sunset.
We have the sunset right there.
And nobody knows this. They think all those are the best tables, which they are. But at this time, this is the best view. All you got is the best view.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. Alright, so we're going to have a meal at the highest restaurant. Is this the highest restaurant in America?
The highest restaurant in the city. I'm not sure about America.
Because it is the highest tower in the USA, right?
It definitely is.
Probably is the highest restaurant then.
So you're right, it has to be.
It has to be, right? Yeah.
The food is probably very airy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, right? Your server will be with you soon, right?
Thank you very much for setting this up.
I got you.
Alright. What a friendly guy. So yeah, we're going to have dinner now here. So in case you're wondering about the prices at a location like this, so the starters or the small plates are around $20-25, and then the mains, not that bad actually. I would have expected way more, to be honest, like around 30-40. You can get a steak here for $65, and then sides for around $15-16, smash burger for $25, plus of course there's already a note here, 18% gratuity will be added, so the final price will be a bit higher, but I would have expected prices here to be even higher than that, to be honest. Alright, and here we can actually see the view all over Manhattan, which is quite cool. We have the Empire State Building right over there, we have the Hudson River right here, and yeah, I think this is a really cool view now. The sun setting over Manhattan, so the light looks actually quite nice, and here from here you can really see how large Manhattan actually is. I mean, you see all the big buildings over there. I will zoom in a bit now, and behind all these high buildings, behind that we have the Central Park, and behind that even Manhattan continues. But yeah, what a cool view. The iconic Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge as well. Okay, and the food has arrived and it looks really good. My mom has a burrata salad with prosciutto.
Looks really nice.
We have French fries for sharing here, and I have chicken Milanese.
And pink prosecco.
And my mom has a prosecco as well. She's in a really good mood now.
I am, yes.
Happy mom, happy son. I like to see my mom happy like that. I'm really happy about that. Yeah, seeing my mom like that. So yeah, let's enjoy the meal, and then we're going to have a look at the views. I'm also very excited actually to see the nighttime view, so after the sun is gone. Okay, the total price of the bill is $90 US, but I actually do get a $30 discount because of my all-inclusive tickets. But then the total is $60. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, this now was actually another situation where my Wise card was really useful, because to be honest, most of the time I'm using my card, I'm actually not using my physical card, I'm just using the digital one on my phone. So anywhere I go, I don't even really need to bring my physical one because I have the digital one on the phone. Very convenient, especially when you are traveling. And it works the same as what I explained before. You pay in the local currency without those hidden fees if you already have the local currency in your account. So no matter if you're using the digital or the physical card, Wise really makes paying abroad a lot easier.
Did I steer you wrong about the sunset and everything?
You did a really good job.
All right.
That was amazing. Thank you again for setting this up. It was a great experience here.
Great. Awesome.
Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, and now, yeah, we just saw the sunset as well. Looked pretty beautiful here. But now I remember last time, so I was on a different observation deck last year in New York, and my favorite view was actually the night view. So the sun is set now. We have to wait a few more minutes until the whole city is lit up in all the lights, and then we're gonna see another fantastic view, I think. Yeah, so the remainings of the sunset still there, and yeah, we can see the Statue of Liberty over there.
We were there.
Yeah, we were there. That's already off our bucket list. And yeah, keep in mind I also have another surprise still coming up from my mom. Okay, and now is actually the time where we can see a really cool night view. And in my opinion, the night view is even more impressive than the daylight view. So if you are coming to New York, I would recommend to come to one of these observation decks a bit before the sunset time, so you can see the daylight view, the sunset view, and also the night view. Which view did you enjoy more? Daylight or after sunset or sunset?
Between those two, this one now.
The night view is better,
but
right?
I like the transition. I like the transition.
The transition, yeah. But there actually has just been an announcement that they are closing now, 9 p.m. already. I was not aware of that. You didn't hear that, but yeah, so people are already asked to leave. So you can't really stay here for that much longer after sunset. And actually during summer, like in August, the sunset will be even later. And then if they still...
No, it will be earlier.
It will be earlier.
It's summer solstice just now. So,
so from now on it gets the sunset gets earlier or later. I'm confused about that. But yeah, keep the actual sunset time on the date you're visiting here in mind. On the next day we explored more of Lower Manhattan, for example the famous Wall Street area. And then I also found a very cool place. This is actually a very historic place here in Lower Manhattan, Francis Tavern, which I read before is a restaurant that is actually older than the United States, because it was opened before the Declaration of Independence has been made. And there's a little sign here explaining that George Washington had an emotional farewell to his officers at a banquet held in the long room located on the second floor of this tavern. So right up there, that means that George Washington walked right here and entered the building through this exact door, I would assume. Wow, very cool to see historic places. So the place is actually still a restaurant until today, and also a museum. Yeah, you can stumble up on quite a few historic places here especially here in Lower Manhattan. And then we went to the Wall Street Pier and took the ferry over to Brooklyn, because I really wanted to show my mom one of my favorite spots in New York City, one of the most famous spots as well. Okay, so the original idea was to walk over the Brooklyn Bridge from Manhattan to Brooklyn, but yeah, I think my mom is a bit feeling under the weather, and it's actually quite like half an hour, 45 minutes to walk in the heat now, so we decided to just take the ferry instead to the other side, which is also pretty cool because from the boat you can also have some nice views.
I think it's much cooler.
And yeah, air conditioning.
Well, literally much cooler.
Yeah. And then from the other side we can have a great view to the Manhattan skyline. And yeah, the ferry ride over to the other side is only about 5 minutes. Okay, and here we are now, right beside the famous Brooklyn Bridge, probably one of the most iconic places here in New York City. And yeah, we can see the skyline already here, but from over there the view is actually quite cool. And yeah, this is one of the most picturesque spot here in New York City. You have the view to Lower Manhattan there, you have the Brooklyn Bridge in the shot, so if you're looking for a nice photo location, this is it. Beautiful location to take a picture. So I'm going to of course take some pictures of my mom here. I have been here already last year, so it's actually quite a cool feeling to being able to show my mom to all these cool places that I already know. And I always really enjoy seeing her enjoying the places, like being a tourist, taking pictures. I'm happy that you get to see this. It's a cool place here, yeah. The whole city is iconic and cool. And you can also see the Statue of Liberty over there, where we have been to already.
We were there.
Yeah, we were there. And yeah, then in the evening it was time for the surprise for my mom. She still had no idea. We took a taxi back to the Times Square area. And yeah, then I brought her to the Broadway, where we were able to watch a musical, which was called Maybe Happy Ending. Okay, it is our last evening here in New York City. And yeah, my mom really likes to watch musicals, theaters, so I brought her to the Broadway, one of the most famous places in the world to watch musicals or theaters. We are going to watch a musical now, and I think you really like the theater here, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, right? And yeah, due to copyright reasons, I can't show you the actual show now here in the video, but it was lovely. It was also my first time watching a Broadway show, of course, and I really enjoyed it, and so did my mom. Also, the theater was super beautiful. It was one of the oldest theaters in New York, actually, so very historic place, and yeah, super, super beautiful. And I really enjoyed spending that time together there with my mom, and I also really enjoyed it because I was able to make one of my mom's dreams come true. So it was overall a really, really great evening. Okay, how was the experience?
It was very...
Your dream of visiting a Broadway show came true. How was it?
Very impressive. The theater was beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest theaters in New York, actually. And we are again at the Times Square area, which is just the corner over there. And it is our last morning here in New York City, and we came to an American diner, I think it is. Very typical place, I think, to eat breakfast. And we do have breakfast in front of us now. My mom is having avocado toast. We have orange juice as well, and I have a breakfast burrito. That looks actually quite nice. And yeah, I can really say I really, really enjoyed the time here in New York City together with you. I think for me it was an unforgettable trip, which I will remember for the rest of my life, walking around New York City together with my mom. And yeah, we also did a few things here and there off camera, so not everything that we have done in the past few days here was in this video. And now I'm curious, what are your final thoughts of New York City? Was it the place how you imagined it to be?
Well, there were a few things I imagined differently, like for example, Manhattan is much bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Central Park is much bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, everything is bigger here?
Yeah, everything is big here, kind of.
But do you think it was a memorable trip?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is spending time with you, hanging out with you, and, you know, exploring a city with you. That's what makes it so special, really.
So yeah, I'm very happy to hear that. So I hope you enjoyed this trip, and our trip is not over yet. We're actually taking the train later to another city here in America. So we do have more videos coming up from our trip, so feel free to subscribe to the channel to follow the journey. And yeah, also once again, feel free to check out Rise. If you use the link in the description, you can get a fee-free transfer up to €500 or a free card if you're new. And as soon as the next video with my mom is online, I will leave a link to it right here. And if you're curious to see my first time exploring New York City about 1 year ago, then you can check out the full video about that right here. Go see the world yourself. Take care, and until next time.